What is going on YouTube and y'all spot? This your boy Yocrates. This is your review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 13. We probably not gonna be here for all that long because y'all know when they're getting ready to go on the trips, it's a whole lot of filler until we get there. But we get Shamia pretty much collecting donations from all the women. Before that, she's with her daughter, pretty much saying that she doesn't want her daughter to be bratty, wants her to pay it forward, especially when it comes to this I'm sorry, she believes in paying it forward, especially with this upcoming trip. Pay It Forward is actually one of my favorite movies, by the way, and pretty much trying to instill that in her daughter, which is a great thing, you know what I'm saying, especially with them being well off and all that. Britt shows up and says that she got a late notice, but only brought a few things and kind of felt away because all of the stuff was getting picked up within like the next hour. But I'm gonna leave that alone. Britt shares being upset with her event planner. A lot came out in this past week with the event planner and the event space and money being owed, not my business. Britt brings up the drama with Drew and Shamia, but does this in front of Shamia's daughter, which is just like, oh my gosh, like, so you just have no clue at all. Whereas, again, people love to say kids need to stay in the child, a kid needs to stay in the child's place and whatnot. Yet we're kind of putting kids in the middle of something they don't need to be in, whatever. We get Portia and Drew. Portia feels that now it is time to meet with Drew before the trip. And this is one of those things that when you're dealing with a narcissistic controlling person where they want to be able to control the narrative and the energy, trust me, I've dealt with dealing with somebody to where conversation supposed to been had long time ago, but because they didn't want to have it at that time, it's a whole lot. Just don't let yourself be sucked into it. But Drew is hoarse. And she's getting ready for her album release and reveals, signing with Dennis to Portia. Portia is aware. Portia brings up, them filming to support her music. So she's fully aware of why they are filming, right? And, him also doing this to clear his name, even though nothing really came out. Drew brings up Portia filming with Ralph. Portia, is saying, okay, well, I joined Shamia doing that, and then drops that, Drew is dating a guy named Black. And her whole thing is if you hear this rumor being said about you dating Dennis or you having relations with Dennis when you're already dating somebody, why would you let it linger? And I'm sitting here thinking this woman is actively going through a divorce, even though we know what's been in the social media currently. But in this in the moment of them filming, she's going through a chaotic divorce. So why would you then drop that on television to where they can subpoena this? When I tell you Portia ain't ish, but I mess with Drew in this moment because Drew threw right out there, but ain't you dating Future? They bleeped his name. We know who it was. And she shut that down so quick, and now you can see Portia starting to unravel because her teething got spilled. Drew says to Portia she is going through a divorce, and her anger is misplaced. Pretty much saying, Portia, you're going through a divorce. You're not mad. She pretty much pulled a sudden. You're not mad at me. You're mad at your life. Portia got mad because things got hot, and then she left. Then we get Kelly. I was gonna get a T-wave, but I'm not gonna do it. She's going to miss her kids' first day of school. Their Uncle Lamont, her publicist, that's not really their uncle, but whatever, will take them to school. It's 3 different schools. We find out that Lamont FaceTimed her ex because, he felt since they had a good relationship that he deserved a call. And for everything that he was trying to get the ex to do and all this other stuff, it was no. So now we get to the trip. Fraud says that Angela is the youngest person she ever met. And one thing about Fraud is she always got stuff to say in her interview and never to somebody's face, which I can't respect a person like that. If you're going to be a villain, be the damn villain. Say that to somebody's face. But you're not fit to do that. So all this, her being the queen, the shade and all that, I don't get it. Shamia's bags are still in the ATL. She claims to have no undies, but Shamia, if you so well travel, you would know that on your carry-on, you should pretty much have the bare essentials of what you need for that flight, but also have a couple of pairs of underwear, socks, and another change of clothes just in case your stuff get lost. And then again, not counting nobody's pockets, but with you being well off, this would have been a perfect opportunity for you to have stunned on them and show you going to a boutique or whatever, buying up some stuff. Again, I'm gonna let it alone. I'm gonna let it alone. Fraud is yet again shady in her interview when it comes to Drew, and pretty much, not knowing what her credentials are, which she knows it. At the same time, you went ahead and you researched her because she researched all the women. Let's be clear. But she did the same thing to Demetria. The only thing is she was nasty towards Demetria because Nene was right there. But again, this is in that same playbook. The only thing is you ain't do that to that woman's face because you know better. And the only person you got on your team is Portia. And again, Portia ain't got much of a storyline, which if she needs to sell you at the river like she did that one reunion, she would do it yet again. So the girls get their room assignment. So Shamia and Kelly got a villa. Brett and Fraud has a scenic room. Angela and Portia has a premium room. Cynthia and Drew have a premium bed with 2 twin-size beds. Drew eventually, like, they did an arm wrestling contest. Drew won, but then she decided to give Cynthia the premium bed, more likely because she's taller, whatever. In a separate scene, Shamia is upset that Drew tagged her in a post about creating a fake beef with what she said when she was, I believe it was what, V103 or whatever, which, okay, she tagged you. So what? Cynthia talks about her man that she's calling Amsterdam, but saying that she's not keeping him a secret. Use a lot. Drew says she isn't dating anybody, but, she's seeing people here and there. Because, again, you still married. Got to be cryptic about what it is that you're saying, especially when we don't know if Ralph is or isn't dating anybody. Again, we know what's going on present day. So we're at dinner. Angela mentions that she's celebrating her 8th year wedding anniversary. Kelly wants the girls to restart the tone, more or less Drew and Shamia. I don't think I put this in my notes, but she claims that everybody at the table, minus Cynthia, has a problem with Drew. I'm trying to figure out what is Fraud's issue with Drew. Kelly, what is your issue with Drew? Oh, I'm pretty sure you don't have one. Hell, I don't even think Angela got a problem with you. Again, I swear, Kelly is a big disappointment to me. Drew wants to clear the air. Shamia brings up the lapdog comment and the imaginary beef, and she wants for Drew to tell her if something is going on, but don't run a social media. You know what? Good point. Even though y'all not friends and whatnot, Drew says a hit dog will holler. Shamia gets so upset because she doesn't like being called a dog. Baby, that is an expression. But again, a hit dog will holler. They don't like them running things back when they're having these private conversations. Angela moves in to make it clear that Shamia had grievances when it came to Portia. And that's all that was. Portia tells the ladies to move on because they've already moved past it. We ain't got to spend a whole lot of time there, but that made Shamia happy that Portia's defending friendship. What the hell ever. Kelly brings up Drew. Okay, I already said the whole Kelly bringing up Drew having an issue with everybody but Cindy, so we already talked about that. Portia says, so I'm sorry. So when she said that, it's okay. Well, Portia, Drew says, no, she has an issue with me. Portia says she has no huge expectations of their friendship. She brings up the fact that she claims that I'm dating Future, and then says, I only said that, you're dating Black because, why are you letting this rumor about you being with Dennis linger on? Drew asks, how would you feel if people walked away from the meeting that you had with Ralph saying that y'all are messing around? Drew then acknowledges that, you know what, I could have sent you a text stating that we were working together and pretty much apologizes for that. And my whole thing is, yes, that's true. And they keep saying baby daddies and whatnot hit differently. But again, baby daddy, baby mama, they're not having relations. Why does that matter? Portia is married. Again, why does it matter? It really doesn't matter. And again, they are doing legit business together that has nothing to do with them. But yes, it is different with Portia filming with her soon-to-be ex-husband, because I guarantee you, as I said on the panel, if Drew took her ass to that ICE detention facility and had a whole conversation with that Silverback, shout out to Terrence, that, it will be some smoke in the city. And last but certainly not least, Britt brings up inviting Apollo to the party because her husband, cool with him. That's it. Ain't got nothing else. See y'all on the panel. We as Bye.